Darkness. Where does it all begin? Does it ever truly end? Is it born from the farthest reaches of endless space? Or do its wellsprings arise from even greater depths within? And yet, a tiny speck of light can illuminate its surroundings, daring the endless volume of darkness. The light of a single soul can spread light throughout the entire world. A single kindled soul. True or false, light is the radiant force of nature, and all of nature's creatures eternally have sought its radiance and used its brilliance to illuminate their lives. Throughout the ages, man has harnessed the power of light to chart his course across the land and sea. Or in the endless reaches of thought. He has worshipped light in the temple of nature, or in the structures built by the strength and skill of his mind and his hand. But what of the light within? What of the often invisible light of the kindled soul? Contrary to popular belief of the small speck of light growing more to eradicate the darkness, the Master always said, "It's all light," and just a veil around the one that creates the darkness, which is a small speck formed amidst the light, the veil of ignorance. But one single touch of holiness, the veil is removed, and there is only light, absolute knowledge. Most importantly, his soul is best attuned to the spiritual vibrations of the Master's words. Where others read pages, he read volumes of the revelation of the life and gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. One day in Dakshineshwar,
God is not different from his name. Therefore, one should always repeat his name. God and his devotee are not separate from one another. So one should respect all saints and devotees. Realizing that this world belongs to the Lord, one should show compassion to all creatures. Compassion to all creatures. Compassion. Compassion to all creatures. Compassion for creatures? You fool! An insignificant worm crawling on earth, you to show compassion to others? Who are you to show compassion? No, it cannot be. Not compassion for others, but rather the service of living beings, recognizing them to be a veritable manifestation of God.
What a wonderful light I have discovered in those words of Master. The usual idea is that the practice of Vedanta demands a complete withdrawal from society and rooting out of sentiments as love, devotion and compassion. The spiritual seeker thinks them to be impediments to spiritual attainment. But from those words of wisdom that Master uttered explains the ideal of Vedanta can be practiced even at home. Whatever a man's vocation, let him understand and realize that it is God alone who has manifested himself as the world and created beings. He is both immanent and transcendent. It is he who has become all the diverse beings, objects of our love, respect, or compassion, and yet, he is beyond all these. Such a realization of divinity in humanity leaves no room for arrogance. By realizing it, a man cannot be jealous of or have pity for any other being. Serving man, knowing him to be the manifestation of God, purifies the heart. And in a short time, the sannyasi realizes that he is a part of God, existence, knowledge, bliss absolute. There is no need to go anywhere when God himself is manifesting in every form in front of you. What a grand, natural, and sweet synthesis. When time comes, I will reach every soul of the world at large with this grand truth.
Making this truth of service his prime promise, Naren starts his journey of his monk life. After the master left for his heavenly abode, giving Naren charge of the next generation, 12 young lads in their prime youth take up the vows of monkhood, renouncing the world. In such a dilapidated house in Baranagar area of Calcutta, they start staying together, living a life of austerity. Meanwhile, Naren, still with his promise of service in his heart, is on his way to the mutt with the day's alms in his bag.
Apple.
Bishu! Oh, Bishu! Come home! Hurry up! There's a storm coming! I'm coming, dear. Don't cry. Bishu, where is the food? We need food. Oh, no. Don't cry, baby. Don't cry.
Leave it! Leave it! Leave it! No! Don't worry, Bishu. We'll get by.
Alms collected by a sannyasi can help feed a family as well? Be careful.
Who are you?
Bile. If I had more left, I would have given you two. I'm so helpless. And again, I'm responsible for all these young monks who left their home and staying in the monastery. I've already given away their dinner. God, how can I help our people when even my brother disciples have nothing to eat?
Has Naren arrived yet with any grains? Oh, there he is. My God, you're all drenched. Here, wipe it off before you catch a cold. By the way, did you get some alms today?
No, Shashi. I mean, yes. I had, but there was this poor family along the riverbank and...
As we suspected. Again. Well, we need to look out for something then. Friends, now I must rush. I need to arrange for the daily worship. Right. Now I think we both must join in the evening worship.
Swami Jai Shiv
Until recently, I've been concerned about the stability of our monastery. But now, thanks to our sturdy backbone, Shashi, I believe it is time for me to start my travel phase as a monk. Flowing water and a wandering monk do not get dirty. I must see what is happening everywhere in our great, rich and impoverished country. Walk its alleyways and highways, villages and cities, that I may become one with our people, the powerful and the weak, the self-satisfied as well as the wise, and especially those whose daily existence is a struggle between life and death. At last, the land of the mighty Shiva, with the most sacred of the water body Ganga flowing, which can purify even the dirtiest entity with its mere touch. To add more is the rising sun god.
Have a dip and come for a puja, sir. Mother Ganga will wash away all your sins. Coming in a moment, Panditji. So be it.
Sister, give something in the name of God. He will bless you. Please give something in the name of God, sister. He will bless you.
You know what I think? I think that God does not bother with people like us.
What else can we do? We have to survive.
It's true. You know, my house was washed away by the river. We went to the zamindar to ask for help.
Did he?
Our harvest was stored in his granaries. But when we were unable to give him money to buy back what was already ours, he turned us away. We were forced to leave our village and seek work elsewhere.
And then?
My wife and daughters died along the way. Alone, I reached this holy place. A damaged man, barely able to walk.
This is the best sweet in town. Who's the lucky one who will get it? My prince.
Not me. Watch!
Oh Lord, how may I be an instrument of protection and blessing to your people? Touch me. Touch me with your wisdom, that I may do thy will.
Traveling few parts of North India, he along with Gangadhar arrive at Nainital. He has some unique ideas. Gangadhar is ordered to take the normal path, while he himself takes the path through the hills. On the way, he gets to see how poverty has engulfed the hills too. His heart wrenches out, but he can do little as a penniless monk. Here at Kakrighat, they meet again. Only to move forward to Almora. He is a man on a mission. Even the dangers of the wild cannot hold him back. He is in deep thought of how to help the poor masses, and so he keeps praying to the Almighty. While his own sister is burnt to death. More than the grief and loss of his own, he thinks of the millions of helpless women and is determined to uplift the tortured women of the country. With increasing promises in heart, he moves on to Dehradun and back to Rishikesh, where he almost faces death.
Get up. You have a lot to do. Arise. There is no time to rest.
He has a lot to do indeed, in a nation where people cannot afford a pyre for the dead. The promises are building up many folds, but he is helpless. Even the high walls of the country's defense could not stop the evil invasion in every form. What is worse is the evil in-house. The greed for material power has distorted religion, turning brothers against brothers. What can he do? He is so helpless. The walled city of Alwar has always protected its subjects from foreign assault. But unfortunately, it incubated poverty inside. Yet, the country's poor masses have been generous owing to its age-old tradition. He has to come back as a savior for the upliftment of these people.
God, please show me the way. How can these masses be risen? How can I touch millions in a lifetime? What can a penniless monk do to solve their perennial need?
His pain has grown like Neelkant himself, as if the venom of the ills of the country is stuck in his throat. A shower-deprived landmass, but more so, deprived people. Only a shower big enough can help them not dry up. Shower of fortune, shower of knowledge, shower of blessings.
Yes, kings can. If I can influence the kings, a larger mass can be benefited. I can reach many through one.
But how could he do that? Where can he find kings? Nature must lead him there. This is where he meets Diwan Faiz Ali, a lawyer.
Swamiji Maharaj, may I make a suggestion?
Please.
As a bachelor, I live alone in a spacious bungalow. And if you would consent to join me in this comfortable and weatherproof home, I would feel greatly blessed.
I would be honored.
And this is where he meets Munshi Jagmohan Lal, the minister to the king of Khetri.
Nothing is unclean.
And who can avoid getting influenced by Swami Vivekananda?
Brahman manifests in all. Shiva, Allah, Buddha, all are but names of the one God.
Swamiji, I would be honored if you could come with me as my guest to meet my lord, Raja Ajit Singh. Swami Bibi Dishananda, I bid you welcome. Swamiji, forgive my rashness.
Here they discuss many things from the meaning of life to education. When he starts narrating the life of Sri Ramakrishna, nectar falls from his lips and the king gets soaked in its spiritual senses.
Swamiji, if you will honor me with your presence in my princely state of Khetri, I shall serve you wholeheartedly.
Your Highness, I shall be glad to accompany you and visit your kingdom for a time.
Swamiji, I am fortunate for the many blessings that you have brought to our kingdom. Your piercing intellect and lofty consciousness prompts me to humbly propose that of the different names which you are known, you henceforth take Vivekananda as your ongoing monk name.
O King, henceforth Vivekananda I shall be.
Naren, who is now known as Vivekananda, has not left any stone unturned to fulfill the promise. He gives the same knowledge to kings and other influential people so that they in turn can benefit the masses to a larger extent. And in this way, the philosophy of service is spread far and wide.
What a disgrace. And they invited me to represent Hinduism in the Parliament of Religions in Chicago. Only if they knew about the most able man. Swamiji, you must visit the Parliament of Religions as a delegate from India. You are the only one who can do justice to the whole affair. Please, think about it, Swamiji.
I will give it a thought. If Master guides me, I will be there, for sure.
Please give it a positive thought, O learned one. The whole world deserves to get the knowledge of Vedanta. And in the meanwhile, let this servant of yours carry on the profound philosophy of service in your name.
The monk is yet to see the last part of the country with his own eyes. So he carries on his travel, his grief, casting on his soul the pain of 1 million Indians living a life of disgrace. Unable to bear the sight of his own helplessness to support them, drives him to knock on the door of the Mother Goddess.